Hey, this is, let me get the camera right. This is Adelai Brown, your heart coach, and I wanted to get on today because we are doing 30 days of Heart Talk, celebrating 9 years of this amazing journey of Heart Talk that God has given me. And Heart Talk is just a space where we come together and confront matters of our heart so that we can live authentically on purpose. And today I just wanted to talk a little bit about the pain of perfection. The pain of perfection. I really feel like there are many of us that are really struggling in life because you're trying to get something perfect or just right, and it only exists in your head. That is not the truth of what it's supposed to be like. For example, you might have a family, and in your family you may be married, and your marriage is not perfect, and you and your spouse can't see eye to eye, and it might be some issues that y'all have been working on for a while and you still don't have a resolve. What are you doing right now to deal with that? You might have children. You had an expectation for your kids. You wanted your kids to do a certain thing. You know that they're talented and they're good at whatever they're good at, but you notice that they're living below their means, right? They're not living to their highest potential. So you look at your marriage, you look at your family, you're looking around you, and you just see all of these things that you feel aren't meeting the mark. They're not reaching the level you thought it was supposed to reach. So my question to you is, where did you get that idea of what the level is? Because a lot of us are trying to be perfect. We want our families to be perfect. We want our marriages to be perfect. We want our careers to be perfect. But how do you define perfection? Like, is perfection a thing? Is it like a location? What is perfection for you? I think that a lot of us are really hurting ourselves, hurting our own souls, because we're beating ourselves up like, oh my God, I should be better. I should be doing better than this now. By now, I should have more by now. I've been in this relationship. We should have accomplished more by now. All of these things you have in your head. But where did you get this standard from? Who told you that was the standard for what needs to be done and how it needs to be done? And I'm asking you this question because I feel like God is calling many of us to do some amazing works right now in our lives, but we're not going to be able to really get those things done. We're not going to really be able to get those things done because we're not making moves because we're too busy trying to be perfect. I was once told by many coaches that I've worked with over the years, and it's funny because more than one coach has told me this, but pretty much like, done is better than good. The more you do it, the more you repeat it, that's better than doing something good. So what am I saying? Like, show up in your marriage, show up with your kids, like, be vulnerable, like, tell the truth about how you feel. Stop doing things in your family and for people from an insecure place. Don't go out your way to buy things for your kids because nobody bought things for you when you were a child. That's not the vibe that you want. That's not the space that you want to sow seeds from, because you reap what you sow. Whether you believe in the Bible or not, if you put a seed in the ground, that's the seed that's going to come back. So if you put an orange seed in the ground, you're not getting grapes, you're not getting apples, you're not getting bananas, you're not getting strawberries, you are getting oranges. And a lot of us wonder why we're not getting the results that we want in our lives, because you keep sowing these seeds of this insecurity that is masked with this desire to be perfect and to get it right. It's sickening. And from somebody who's being delivered from that, I have to tell you that it is it is very important for us to pay attention to not just what we're doing, but why. Like, I'm getting ready. Apparently, I was getting ready to get hit by somebody in this parking lot. Praise God for me paying attention, right? Y'all pray for me. Pray for me. I'm getting ready to launch the new semester of the Heartcubator, right? Where we're building heart equity and we're mastering our hearts and mastering our minds. And this is where I take these world changers, these heart equity builders through this process, the Heartcubator, of really honing in on what I'm talking about. Like, a lot of you've been getting degrees, certifications. Like, you can teach every class you've taken at this point, because you're doing all of these things because you're trying to encapsulate yourself in the protection of, let me get this right, let me be smart enough, let me look, I'm just driving, let me get myself together, let me be smart enough, because I was supposed to be going to do something, and then now I'm talking, and then whatever. This is just so funny to me, but it's life. Let me stay on track, because I'm passionate about this subject, and I know that it's something that's really powerful. And I also know that a lot of people are struggling with this. Like, you're wondering why you just can't seem to get it right, and you just can't seem to settle down, why it just seems like everybody else can do this but you just can't seem to do it. And the reason why, I can almost guarantee the reason why, is because your motive ain't right. Why do you want to do it? Why is this important to you? What value have you placed on this achievement that you have not also placed on yourself? It is time for you to value yourself. It is time for you to love yourself. And you doing that, you have to let go of this idea of perfection and embrace this idea of being in purpose and living on purpose, and focus more on consistency than you're focusing on perfection. It is really important for you to focus on your purpose than it is for you to focus on perfection. A lot of people think because they getting money that they living on purpose, and that's a lie. You getting money, but you not living on purpose, and you miserable. You can't sleep at night. Your stomach is messed up. You can't use the bathroom, or you using the bathroom too much. You can't, like, it's so much going on. The people you love the most probably don't deal with you. You probably don't get along with people who you should be getting along with. Why? Because you got to shift your focus. You really got to shift your focus. Like, you got to stop focusing on, let me get this right so nobody can have anything to say to me. Let me get this right so I can do it better than that person did it. If that is your motive for doing it, don't do it. Because what you're going to reap is going to hurt you more. I can promise you that. Like, we got to master our hearts if we're going to master our lives. Look at what's happening in the world. Like, we live in a world that constantly perpetuates fear and doubt and anxiety. And what's happening? As a human race, we're getting sicker and sicker and sicker because we're so privy to all of these negative things. Why? Because we are taking on what somebody else is telling us is good, what somebody else is telling us is valuable, what somebody else is telling us is right. And it's eating away at our insides. It's tearing down your heart. It's tearing away at your mental health. It's a lot of people struggling. Their mental health is in a very fragile place, but it's like that because you are so focused on trying to fit in. You are so focused on trying to be like everybody else. You want to be in the it crowd. You want to drive that car. You want to live in this neighborhood. You need to have it looking a certain way. Why? Because you don't want people to know who you really are? You don't want people to know what you really want? I'm just so tired of it. And I no longer, I don't subscribe to it. That's always been the thing about me with heart coaching. And that's also been a lot of the reasons why you will see me come in and I'll take a little break and then I'll be back. Because I have to recharge. I cannot let the ways of this world and this culture and this society take over me, because I know I'm better than what I'm looking at. And just because somebody's car might be more newer or up to date than mine. Somebody might live in a bigger, newer house. That don't make me that doesn't make them better or make me worse or vice versa. We need to learn how to maximize the space we're in. We need to learn how to use what we have and maximize it, and then ask for help. Like for me, I've been building my team. There are people around me that have been offering to help, been saying they want to help. But because of the insecurities I had to work through, I didn't allow them that space. I got to figure it out. I need to get it right. That's a small-minded. When you need to be in control, it's because you feel so out of control. I got to reach the globe. I got to touch people that did not know that they don't have to be held hostage to the hurt from their mother or the rejection from their father. Like I have to let some people know that you are not what you went through. And just because you had a child as a teen and you didn't get to go pursue your dreams like you wanted to, it does not make you less than. It does not make you, you don't have to be ashamed. You don't have to hide that part of you. It's a lot of y'all who have, done really well with yourself as far as career, but you feel like a fraud because you know what you came from. And what I'm saying is that validates you more. That does not discredit you. I'm telling you it doesn't. The things you have been through have validated you. They have not discredited you. And you are not what you've been through. But that mess was there to be a message for you. And not just you, but for the world. Because if you can get through it and I hear your story, it'll encourage me and inspire me to know that I can get through it too. But we around here looking at everybody else, and let me tell y'all something. Y'all better stop letting these social media, these influencers and stuff like that influence y'all like that. You need to be very careful about who's influencing you. Where are they getting their information? Where are they getting their content from? You'll be surprised at the ways that people will manipulate you. And sow seeds of discord. Like, I want you to win. I want you to live. I want you to thrive. And I know that everything that I'm doing in my life to the best of my ability encourages me to encourage you to do that. But all I want you to know is don't try to be perfect. Like, I went out today. I play a little pickleball or whatever, just get out and get moving my body, just to get out and spend time with my brother and my niece, and just to get out. And it's important. It's important to do something new. It's important to change the routine. It's very important. So I just wanted to get on and chat with y'all about that. Think about that. What kind of pain is trying to be perfect causing you? What's your motive? What's driving you that it gotta be this way? Whose voice are you hearing in your head? Who was that scrutinizing voice from your childhood? That auntie, that uncle, that parent, that teacher? Who is that person, that person in the neighborhood? Who is that person that criticized you and you're still trying to prove them wrong now, 30, 40, 50 years later? Think about it. This is 30 Days of Heart Talk. I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for supporting me for the last 9 years to be the heart coach and do the things that God has called me to do. It's such a blessing. I'm so thankful. I just can't thank y'all enough. Y'all have y'all a wonderful day. Remember, master your heart, you master your life. Talk to you soon. See you tomorrow.